In this 7-part series, we're going to look at some reasons why Christians believe Christianity to be true. And the first reason is because they believe a God exists.
Well, for me, it's that there's so many things in this world that a Big Bang couldn't have created. Because first of all, there had to be something to create that Big Bang. And what was it? Nothing. And you can't get something out of nothing, right?
Somebody has sculptured this world so beautifully, like the flowers, it's incredible. So I just feel like from there, I was like, actually, there's something in it.
The reason why I believe there is a God is because creation itself is too beautiful. Relationship is too beautiful to say that this was a mistake.
What convinces me that there is a God is that He's performed so many miracles in the past and that they've been recorded for us to see, so we can believe that He is real.
I think some people doubt that there's a God. Maybe because of their experiences in the past.
A lot of people believe that there's something out there, like that, I don't know, there might be something spiritual going on or whatever. But I think perhaps there's a, complacency or just an okay with not knowing.
They associate God with all of these rules and regulations, and if they acknowledge that there is a God, then they also have to change something about their life, which they may not want to do.
Right here in my hand, I have a bunch of nothing. You could say there's billions of atoms of air here in my hand. The Christian claim, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, is that God is also here and around me and everywhere. And this whole idea of a God is important for many reasons. Our lives could be basically meaningless or full of meaning. We might be accidents of chance or created with purpose. There might be a basis for believing good will triumph evil or not. And what we think about these things actually affects the way we think and feel and behave every day. So why do so many people believe in a God? Here are some of the reasons. One area is in the big stuff. Quite apart from being mind-blowingly big, the universe, it just so happens, seems to have been finely tuned for carbon-based life like us. By the year 2000, scientists were aware of more than 100 specific knobs that needed to be exactly tuned all in a row so we could exist. If any one of them were changed even a fraction, the whole thing would fall over. And nearly everyone acknowledges that this fine-tuning exists. How do we explain it? For example, the Earth revolves around the Sun in an almost perfect circle. And this is important because if we revolved in too much of an oval, by going a bit closer to the Sun, all the water might evaporate and we'd die. While when we're further away, everything freezes and we die. But instead, we orbit in an even circle, at the right distance for the temperatures to exist that enable water as we have it and carbon-based life like us to exist. The British physicist Paul Davies, he writes, "Scientists are slowly waking up to an inconvenient truth. The universe looks suspiciously like a fix. The issues concern the very laws of nature themselves. Change any one of them and the consequences would be lethal." He says elsewhere, "It seems as though somebody has fine-tuned nature's numbers to make the universe. The impression of design is overwhelming." But Paul Davies is still an atheist, which is someone who doesn't believe there is a God. And this is where we get immediately to the real issue. If a person doesn't want to believe in a God, they won't. Even if all the evidence were to say, this must have been designed, if they don't want to believe it, they won't. And they might then find a way of saying you're crazy if you do. But the fine-tuning exists. So what you and I have to work out is which explanation makes the best sense. Let's consider some really small stuff. Recent discoveries have shown that cells are staggeringly complex. For example, they've found miniature machines inside human cells called kinesins, and you're going to love this. Their job in the cell is to serve as couriers, to move things along pathways. And these robots, because that's what the machines are, have 2 legs and 2 arms like us. But it would take them 125,000 steps to walk 1 millimetre. However, like zombies from another world, they have no heads. And there are heaps of these robots or zombies in each of the billions of cells in your body working for you right now. So imagine a replacement part is needed for something in your cell over there. A machine makes the part, and then a kinesin nearby wakes up, picks it up and then carries it, pulling the parcel behind itself, taking 100 steps per second along the shortest pathway to the destination. How did it know to wake up, or where to take the parcel, or which was the shortest path? But there's more. If the path is blocked, it'll turn around and take the second shortest pathway. How does it know? But also then, once it's delivered the part, it's clever enough to step aside and depower and go to sleep to save energy for your body. But there's even more. Imagine a part is made that's too big for one kinesin to carry. The closest 4 or 10 kinesin will wake up, and let's say they meet while they're walking to the pickup point. 9 will climb on the back of one, so that one does the walking while 9 go to sleep to save you energy. They then wake up to work as a team to carry the large part to the destination by the shortest path to maintain and repair your cell where needed so you stay healthy. To make the point, the kinesin represents highly complex mechanics, engineering and programming. How could that level of interconnected detail ever come about as an accident? Sir Francis Crick, a Nobel Prize-winning scientist, said of this complexity, "An honest man, armed with all the knowledge available to us now, could only state that in some sense the origin of life appears at the moment to be almost a miracle. So many are the conditions required to get it going." But to point it out, Crick still doesn't believe there is a God. To quote Sir Fred Hoyle, who lived in the mid-1900s, he said of the complexities he saw that to suggest that life could have emerged from lifeless matter by itself was comparable with the chances that a tornado sweeping through a junkyard might assemble a Boeing 747 aeroplane from the materials therein. Richard Lewontin, again a no-God evolutionist, he wrote, "We Darwinists take the side of science, meaning science that excludes the idea of God, in spite of the patent absurdity of some of its constructs and its unsubstantiated just-so stories, not because the methods of science somehow compel us. We cannot allow a divine foot in the door." You see, the question of God isn't about evidences as much as it is about what people want to believe. Arthur Keith, similarly a no-God evolutionist, he wrote, "Evolution, meaning no-God evolution, is unproved and unprovable. We believe it only because the alternative is special creation, which is unthinkable." They don't want to believe in a God. That's the point. What you and I have to work out is, what does the evidence most logically say?